one family, joint family hota tha in those days. So Akhilesh Prabhu, his mother, father, then his chachajis, his chachi. So there were total 7 brothers and sisters. The grandfather had 7 sons and 1 daughter. So all of them would be in that little house. And then later they moved out. But when they would come, they would all assemble. And he's saying, magically it just appeared as though the house would expand to accommodate everyone. And he's saying we really didn't have to think, yare, hum kahan soenge, what arrangements will be made for food and how will we manage this, that. He's saying we went there and things are taken care of. So he says shelter means protection and fearlessness. He's saying we were fearless. We didn't have any worry when we were there, nothing to care about. So that is another definition that Akhilesh Prabhu shared about shelter. So if you see, there is this Maslow's hierarchy. Maslow was a great psychologist, and he said that, all of us have these needs. So it starts from here, the lowest most rung. It's like a pyramid. The base is the physiological, the bodily needs: air, food, water, sex, sleeping. All these are the physiological. Then next comes safety, security of the body, morality, family, health, etc., property. Then love and belonging, friendship, family, union, esteem. What your sense of self-worth is: confidence, achievement, respect for others, respect by others, and then self-actualization, morality, problem solving, the higher, finer intellect things over here. So if you see this pyramid, from the base, if the base is not there, the top level, you can't be really having it. You need to have all this for it, everything to be functioning properly. Now, if we see, the bottom 2 is on the gross body, our 5 senses, gross body, the physical body. And the upper 3 is mind, intelligence, and false ego. So here are the needs of the body. Now, so all of us look at the body, therefore studies and everything, consider ourselves to be body. Therefore, whatever we do is all bodily related. But, once you take on to the path of spirituality, then the question comes, what about the soul? Now, the soul we know is above and beyond the material body. So what are the needs of the soul? Fine, these are the needs of the body. What are the needs of the soul? Because shelter is a place where all your needs are met, not just your safety or your esteem or whatever is the bodily need. It is where all your needs can be met. So soul is left out in this. There's no mention of the soul. So let's now see what is shelter in context to the soul. So yesterday, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu had excellent 2 days seminar that was organized. He made a statement, and that resonated quite a lot. The umbrella of Bhagavad Katha protects one from the rainfall of misery. So if you know, in the earlier slide, Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu said, shelter offers me protection. For me, it is protection. And when I'm protected, I'm fearless, no fear. So over here, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu in his class mentioned, umbrella of Bhagavad Katha protects one from the rainfall of misery. What is rainfall of misery? In the morning you sing, right? Samsara dava nalalida loka. So it is, in one sense, there is this forest fire. And this Bhagavad Katha is like a rain of mercy. But on the other end, in absence of Bhagavad Katha, this rain is full of mercy, it's full of misery, and we can see that. No need to get into details what these miseries are. We all experience it almost on a daily basis. Sometimes we are conscious of it, sometimes we just push it back into our subconscious, but there are these miseries. So if it is Bhagavad Katha, what are these Bhagavad Kathas? So let's examine these 3 Bhagavad Kathas. That is the basis of bhakti. One is Bhagavad Gita, the other is Srimad Bhagavatam, and Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, first of all, understand who you are. If you want to know what the needs of the soul is, understand what the soul is. In absence of understanding the soul, what are you going to talk about the needs of the soul? Know something before you want to know what are the attributes and more details about it. So the fundamental understanding of what the soul is, the Swarupa, is that it is Nityere Krishna Das, Krishnera Nitya Das, the eternal servant of Krishna. It's always engaged in the position of service. Sugar is the essence of, sweetness is the essence of sugar. Similarly, service is the essence of the spirit soul. Why? Because it is part of the whole, and part is always meant to serve the whole. What does Bhagavatam say? Sarvai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahityake apratihata yayatma suprasiddhati. The supreme occupation. Now it serves. So what is that service? To whom? Okay, it is to the transcendental Lord. And how it should be done? Unmotivated, uninterrupted. So that kind of service is not something which is part-time. It is not something which is doable if able. It is not something what is convenient or what is difficult. And if that kind of an attitude is developed, you have to serve anyway. The soul is always serving, either it's serving its own desires or it is serving what it's meant to, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when it is unmotivated and uninterrupted, unmotivated means, okay, I'm doing this service so that mera kuch fayda hoega. It should not be that. That is motivated. And the other is uninterrupted, constantly, 24/7, 365. So when you do that, that's when there is full satisfaction. In absence of that, there will always be hankering. Whatever we do, whatever we get, whatever tastes of pleasure that we get is only going to be temporary for a matter of time. And then we are back into chasing this and chasing that to get more and more pleasure. Now we understand these two main tattvas. Then, what's the next? What does Bhagavad Gita says? Bhagavad Gita further simplifies it. Krishna says, great, now this is what it is. You know who you are. You know what you're supposed to do. Then here he comes and says, this is what you do. This is how you go about doing it. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Do not fear. So on one end here, it says that supreme dharma is service to Krishna. And here Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is saying that abandon all religion. Another word for dharma is religion. But this religion, what Krishna is talking about is, what the 90% or 95% of the Vedas deal with is the dharma, artha, kama, moksha aspects of that. All this, ye sab kuch chhod do and just surrender unto me. And whatever is your background, whatever baggages that you're carrying, I will take care of it. Do not fear. Hare Krishna. Now, what is the purpose of shelter? Very simply put, it is to meet the needs of the soul. It is the purpose to meet the needs of the soul. Yeah. And since soul is the top level, whatever is subservient to it, the body, mind, intelligence, ego, as well as the gross and subtle body, automatically that is taken care of when the needs of the soul are met. If we just take the needs of the body and the needs of the soul are not met, there'll always be this position of hankering, lamentation, etc. So how do we do it? First, we know the soul is Satchitanand. It is very, very, very tiny, dependent. Part is always dependent on the whole. Part cannot be independent, and it is controlled. Why? Because it is a part. Then, we have Krishna. This is the correct understanding. He's Satchitanand also, infinite. He's the provider and the controller. This is the equation. And on the other end, we have Maya, which is another energy of Krishna. That is Asat, Achit, and Niranand. Maya is also limited. It's not infinite. but it's so immense that for the soul, it is infinite. For example, the cup of water, compare that to the water in Pacific Ocean. It is infinite, yet Pacific Ocean is limited. It has its boundaries. And Maya is also dependent. It is under the control of Krishna. Now, the soul has an option. That option is whether to get connected with Maya. This happens when the soul, instead of serving Krishna, wants to serve itself, its own desires. In such a state, it is unnatural because soul is part and parcel of Krishna. Here it's trying to be independent. So there's no satisfaction, lamentation, misery, and condition which is called kuntha, full of anxiety always. Or it has the option to be connected with Krishna. Its natural position, which is the opposite by kuntha, Hare Krishna. So once we understand this, we can see that how to take shelter. How should one take shelter? So taking shelter of Krishna, there are four principles: Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and the Vaishnava. Sadhu and Vaishnava is one and the same, you can say. So even the Guru, Sadhu, Vaishnava, they are devotees of the Lord. So when this is the basis, shelter is not something which is whimsical. Shelter is not something you go running to, oh, there is danger, abhi chupo chupo, bhago idhar udhar. No. Shelter is as per whatever the Guru, Sadhu, Shastras have given the instructions on how to take shelter. When you do this, you have a guarantee of being sheltered. You have a guarantee of being sheltered. What are the principles again of shelter? To do shelter, to get shelter, there are certain actions that we have to perform. One of them is seva. The other is our sadhana. Sadhana is the do's and don'ts that a sadhaka performs, a person who is trying to be a devotee, a person who is trying to take the shelter of Shri Krishna. And then you have sangha. These three are very, very pillars. These three are the pillars. So in absence of any of this, the shelter is shaky. The shelter is shaky. So keep this in mind, dear devotees, that to take shelter of Krishna, we need guidance from the Guru. We need the Shastras, like Gauranga Darshan Prabhu said, the umbrella of Bhagavad Katha protects us from the rainfall of miseries. So Shastras give knowledge. Knowledge, as my Gurudev, His Holiness Radhanath Swami says, is food for the mind and intellect. Sadhana, a japa, is food for the soul. Prasadam that we eat is food for the body. It spiritualizes. You can take material things and spiritualize it. Again, in the seminar, these 2 days seminar, Prabhu was saying, anything material can be spiritualized. Just how it can be seeing it in context to Krishna and behaving accordingly and treating it accordingly. That is Krishna consciousness. And Sangha. Sangha is the inspiration that we get. Sangha is the support that you get, encouragement that you get. So the journey is full of ups and downs, left, right, zigzag, sometimes going fast, sometimes slow, sometimes one step backward, two forward, whatever be that case. But along with Sangha, when you're going, you're moving along with people. The entire group of devotees, they'll carry you over. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, Prabhus, we have 2-3 minutes more. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If anyone has any question or a comment, you can unmute and speak. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, you have explained very well. We understood, and that one pranam to you, you have done very well explained the shelter.
Thank you. Thank you. Whatever credit, it all belongs to the feet of Gurudev and the Acharyas and all so many Vaishnavas in our congregation. And that's the importance of Vaishnava Sangha. You also learn when we sit and we discuss. Like yesterday, Akhilesh Prabhu and Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, we were sitting, before the crowd devotees came for prasadam last night, and just having discussion. The practical application of Krishna consciousness. ठीक है, philosophy तो समझ आ गया, but all of us go through these challenges and opportunities in practicing Hare Krishna. And when we speak to each other, there is so much that we can learn. But typically our association can tend to be, oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, kya haal hai? Everything okay? Haan, first class, okay. Then it's okay. So, Sangha. Thank you, Mataji. Madhupati Prabhu, over to you. It's still 1 minute more. I'll quickly share you an experience last Saturday at Rath Yatra. So we were doing kirtan on the stage, and there were a lot of newcomers. So there was two young men holding beer and chanting the Mahamantra. Then later I asked, from the stage, what does Hare mean to you? This person is probably hearing Hare Krishna Mahamantra for the first time. So I said, what does Hare mean to you? So he shouts from behind that Hare means bliss to me. Then I asked his friend or brother, whoever was next to him, what does Krishna mean to you? And he said that, what he said? Krishna, basically, I think, Krishna is the source of everything. He just said source. When I say you hear the word Krishna, what does it tell you? He's saying source. And there was another man with a young family, wife and 2 kids. So I said, what does Rama mean to you? And he's saying Rama, when I hear the word Rama, it means purpose. And I was so amazed that how their understanding of this transcendental word, probably hearing it for the first time, how it evoked some kind of an intelligence, and how close they are. Of course, Hare is Radharani, which is, Ladani Shakti, pleasure, potency. The Krishna, Sarva Karana Karanam. This Prabhu says Krishna is the source, and other person says Rama is purpose. Purpose is what is Rama, Balram, Baldev, the spiritual strength, the spiritual guru who gives us that strength to come to Krishna. So that was so nice. Hare Krishna. Madhupati Prabhu, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Prabhu, for a wonderful class. Would like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. The Parna time today, the breaking fast time of Ekadasi, is 5:28 to 10:29 a.m. We are already in the middle of it, so you can break your fast. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Narsingha, Jai Narsingha, Jai Jai Narsingha, Praladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringam, Ugra Veda Mahavishnu, Samsarva Narsingham Bhagwan ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Patitanam pavane bhayo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. वैष्णविंद की जय
जय
आज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय
जय
प्रभुपाद की जय
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि 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 बोल
Hari Bol. Thank you, Amrita.
Thank you everybody. Hari
Wonderful
Bol.
class. Thank you, Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.